Hello, visitors of the internet, and welcome to this video on automation, where today I will be attempting to build a 2010, no, the body's from 2010, but I'll be attempting to build a 2019 sport coupe of some kind. I just saw this sport coupe body sitting around and I thought, hey, I could put it to good use. So we're going to have a galvanized corrosion resistant steel. Is that galvanized? I don't know. It's corrosion resistant either way. I think we'll go with a unitary or a semi-space frame, most likely. Depends how things work out. For now, AHS steel should be a good solid beginning point. We'll go maybe front longitudinal, and we want cheapo suspension on the front, save a bit of money. Many companies do it these days. Not too sure what power level I'm going for. Maybe I'll put double wishbone on, but not right now. We'll go and select some rear suspension. Do I want trailing arm or do I want something more sophisticated? I think we should put... we could put less sophisticated coil on. You know what? Let's do that. Let's build a unsophisticated rear suspension system. It sounds weird saying it up like a land yacht, but it might just work. Because land yachts tend to have double wishbone front, coil wear, or leaf springs wear, depending on what age they are, I guess. And price range. We'll go... perhaps putting line 5 in. Are we on longitudinal? We're on front longitudinal. So an inline 5, oh, I was going to say it should easily fit. To a point it does. To a point it does, but there's only so much I can do before it doesn't fit. Come on, a 2-litre inline 4. It's one of the most plain engines ever. That doesn't seem to work. Now, I could make an incredibly high revving thing, but I'm not sure I want to do that. So I think if I go with a 2.2, we'll get some of the displacement by raising the stroke. Should also give me more torque, which is nice, actually. So we'll raise up the bore. And we're getting there now. We're getting to 2.2. No size problems to report. Yeah, 88.8. The bore and the stroke. It's a strange number, but that's the way it is. I'll start with the cast iron engine. It seems quite heavy for a modern car, but you know, it's a starting point. Dual overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder with an aluminium head. This is quite a standard engine build, really, although it would probably, in real life, have the aluminium here, not cast iron. But I'm using cast iron, at least for the time being. No VVL, because it costs a lot of money. Make these cast, make low friction cast the pistons, as I did with the death trap, because it is better for efficiency. We'll go, moving on. Do we want a turbocharger? I would say so. If we're to get any kind of power out of this, we'll go performance and injection, multi-point electronic injection, because it's very good value for money. Direct injection can work, but it costs a lot more, and I'm trying to keep the value down, really. We'll go with performance intake, but nothing too crazy, just standard performance. Length is quite the problem, though. Regular fuel. And look at that. An engine that fits in the car. Width is the only thing that isn't becoming a problem. Oh dear. Anyway, lean it out because we don't want that poor fuel economy. And we'll go with, I would say, a single reverse flow muffler. How high do we want this to rev? So it'll rev to 6600 before the engine blows up. I think we can work with that. It's not very high, but I think as long as I set the turbos up correctly, we should be in for some fair amount of power out of it. Come on. There we go, 199. It is slightly concerning though how it just slams into the rev limit I've imposed on it. But we are getting 200 horsepower without really trying. I was going to say almost 200. Wow, now it's over 200. There we go. 213, and I'm not really trying. I would say I could get 300 horsepower without trying even. It's just not difficult. Although I'm going to say that, it's going to come back to curse me, and I'm going to have loads of lag. I don't know. I can try. It's all you can do sometimes. Right, so here is our terrible rear suspension and brilliant front suspension. It should be surprisingly good off-road though, thanks to that suspension. Yeah, not exactly that's why I'm building it, but that's one of the benefits of it, I guess. These are interesting little lights. They look like mini lights. Maybe that's what they are. But if I just place them out on the bodywork like so, and then make them larger. That actually, I do like that. It kind of resembles the old, what do you call it, Nissan. I don't know what the specific name is. 240Z, I think it was. It kind of resembles that, and I quite like that about it, actually. Like, you can see just how elongated they are. Come to think of it, I've not actually morphed the body. I could make the front even bigger. Or longer, it's probably a better term. There we go. Move that back. Move that down just a little to give people a better line of sight. There we go. And can we grab these still, or are they just being awkward? Oh, I've grabbed them successfully. Something went right in my world. For a change. Come on. Anyway, I think I might have just about messed this up enough for now. It looks strange. It just looks very, very strange. All-wheel drive would be interesting, but I was planning to make this rear-wheel drive from the start, so that's the plan I will stick with. And I'm not so sure about the look of it. I will admit, I think it needs some more edgy, would you say, headlights? Just, I mean, like more sharp. That's probably a better term. More sharply cornered headlights, because they're a bit too soft around the edges. They don't suit the rest of the car. I think dual clutch 7-speed is probably a way to go. And we'll go with an open differential. Maybe moving up if the open differential just isn't enough. But I don't suspect that will be a problem. We'll go with sport tyres. Again, I don't think we're going to have a problem putting the power down. So the engine is knocking, yes. That's no real problem though at the moment, since it's going to evolve so much. We do want to change these wheels though, because I don't like them. At least not on this car. And what do we have? If I go 19 inches on these, they look okay, I reckon. We'll go see what else is. Alloy wheels, sure. Vented discs on the front, no. Vented or solid, I don't know. Just put massive solid discs and quite large drums on the rear. See how this goes. It has to be a GT, so it has to be quite comfortable as well, though. And on we go. Do we want fully clad? Presumably. I don't think we need downforce because it's not the purest of track cars, but I don't know. It apparently does have rear seats, so I'm going to try and utilise about 2 of them. I don't think you could seat 3 people in the back of this comfortably, but perhaps 2. Maybe actually, if I go back to one of the pages where it will let me morph the body, maybe if I mess with a windscreen, I can't really do it, but if I move that forwards, you could have you could at least imagine, imagine there is more room in the back. There we go. They're not likely to be full seats in the back though either way. That's the thing. So, I don't know. Right, basic interior. Is that it? I don't know. Standard. Premium. I don't think sport. Sport is very expensive actually. If you look there, it's $12.35 versus $3,087. I mean, sport is still cheaper than luxury, but I think premium is where we want to position this. So we'll go with premium heads-up display. See how this works, really. Electric variable. We want it to be kind of competing for technology. So standard 10s. We're not quite going for advanced safety, but we don't want to be on basic, that's for sure. Hybrid pneumatic? No. It might not suit the car too well. I think, personally, we just want standard springs to make sure you can feel everything. But then, I don't know, it's a GT. The complicated balance comes here. Do you want the car to compromise the driving experience to be a bit more comfortable? What I would start out by doing would be to lower it on the comfort suspension. That'll give me a comfortable base. It can fall into different categories though. It doesn't seem to fall into GT. The closest I've come is family sport, which is, as you would expect, a family car, and lowering it doesn't do it any favours. Doesn't do it any favours at all, to be honest. So that's as low as it'll go. I think we might have to rethink this rear suspension, or make the tyres bigger perhaps. That may also be triggering some of this small wheel syndrome the car seems to have. Maybe I should put a V8 in, because it's got a engine and it really struggles for length. However, had this been a V8, I could easily fit a 4-litre V8 here without problems. It's just not got a 4-litre V8. I've got another 900 RPM to play with. Not the biggest margin I've ever had. Pretty... Americans would be proud, possibly. Well, admittedly, this is probably far less reliable than an American engine. We do have a lot of torque, though. So yes, it does mirror the American engines in some ways, at least. I wonder how economical it is, because that's always a concern. It is quite a muscle car. Maybe I should make it an automatic. Again, it's a GT car, so it's okay if it has an automatic transmission. That's maybe not as engaging, because it's not designed to be the highest point of driver engagement. It's designed to provide a good balance of kind of enjoyable cruising speed and decent track performance. Not too dissimilar to a muscle car, but I guess more European in nature. So, more finely tuned with more European looks all around. I might go with a better suspension type as well. That should help it quite significantly. I might go with something that's very, very biased for comfort. I know, because, as I say, it doesn't have to be the last word in track performance, as long as it's still quite an enjoyable drive. Right, 87.5. They don't like that. Nope. 85. Automatic. Wait, so less, they like having less gears by the looks of it, which is weird. I think if I get a few gears on an automatic transmission 6 or so, and gear them properly, as unconventional as that might be for a 2019 car, I think I can get it working. Now we do need a scoop or a cover or something of some kind to hide the fact that this V6 is a monster. Really. Just look at that. It won't hide it. It's too scared of... It's too scared to hide it, I think. No. Just look at that. Nothing's going over it. I'm lost as to what to do here. There we go. That's an old muscle car one, but it does the job. Now, this is a transverse car, so I can't just stick it in the middle like that. It's not going to work. I have to have it off-center. There we go. Just... Is that in? I think so. That is what I have to do to fit this car's engine in. It's crazy when you think about it, though. The engine, it's such a beast. I think I need to widen it still to realistically fit the thingy in. Look at that. I don't know, it's crazy, beyond belief, really, that you should even mount an engine this big transversely. And if it is mounted transversely, it should be in an old American land yacht, not in this. The most surprising thing is it's under 1,500 kilos with a 7-litre engine. I guess being front-wheel drive helps, but even so, there's only so much help it can do. Puts the weight up, but it should balance it a lot better, because remember what we saw about the weight balance. 63% front now, it's not as bad. Now, what do we want on the springs? So it has minor problems, but I think all in all, I have built a good vehicle. And from this, I will design what hasn't been designed. It's just that scoop always gets me. It looks kind of obnoxious, but it's actually necessary to just fit the engine in the car. Let's call it Pink Legend. I feel that should be a suitable name. And we can go increase these handle sizes, like so. Now I actually think of it, should we have chrome mirrors? Sure. If I can find the chrome itself. There we go. And the handle on the back can also be a little bigger, but not much. There we are. There is our car. Not too much to speak of on the back, but the front is quite full. Yeah, the front is very full when you think about how big that V6 is. It's a 7-litre V6. Right, so we've done that. Drum brakes on the back as well. How much is the cost? 25,500. It's not a cheap car. I'm just hoping that it can perform decently. It's only front-wheel drive and an automatic as well that you're getting. You're not getting a particularly fancy setup here. I was going to do a bit more chroming, wasn't I? Not everywhere. I don't think I'll go with chrome wheels. I think what it's got now is good. We'll go with some... we could go with a carbon bonnet. I mean, it just doesn't suit it at all, though. Or does it? Plastic. No. I like the pink legend, to be honest. So, I think we can call this the fiery 7000 V6, and the car model can be called the Fronty Muscle V6. There we go. So, Fronty Muscle V6 Fiery 7000. So, you get the idea. It is a powerful V6. Right, so we could actually have a bit of chrome on the wheel lip, rather. So, where is it? Chrome. Yeah, we could have a bit of chrome there. It will probably get curbed horrendously, but hey, we'll get loads of money from refinishing the wheels, so it's not like it's something we're particularly against. Think we've done the window trim. But that piece of stayed plastic, that's slightly upsetting. I think there's got to be trim somewhere. It's got to be hiding somewhere, these bits of trim. Because there's some plastic there as well. I would rather have that chrome. Pillar, there we go. Yes, that has sorted the side window trim to be chrome. Maybe it's got a bit more chrome than I would ideally like, but it works. Just the entire off-centerness of that, though, it throws it off because it looks rear-wheel drive. But it isn't. It's front-wheel drive. I never intended for it to be front-wheel drive originally, but it just ended up that way. Anyway, to BeamNG. So, here I am about to drive the car for the second time. You see, I did record it for the first time, or so I thought, and it would be fine, or so I thought. Kind of famous last words type of thing, you know? Anyway, for lack of a better term, I did find Fronty Muscle to be very fronty. You'll see, the tyres are squealing in pain as I go through this first corner. I mean, this isn't actually the clip, as I just mentioned, but one I did afterwards to just show how it would handle. The time I have got, though, and I've got that on the leaderboard, it finished about a second and a bit below the death trap, which finished, well, after a spin, really, on the best lap. Living up to its name. I mean, this is no death trap. You'll see it's overall very tidy in comparison to what you might call a death trap or a hypercar or whatever without much grip on the rear, comparative to its power. I mean, the engine's massive, but the power isn't ludicrous, so it's able to put it down, but I do go off the track here. There's nothing I can do about it. We do turn it into a rallycross even at that stage. I mean, there's only so far you can take it. You'll see, this time I would say I'm being more aggressive than the first time. I don't think I get a better time, but I'm able to kind of push it. it's similar to how many of the tuned front-wheel drives in Gran Turismo 6 would handle if you go and put obscene power through the front wheels of one of them, and it just wouldn't quite act in a controllable manner. You'll see I went on the stand there, just not much I could do. Nothing particularly wrong with the braking performance of the vehicle. It just understeers massively, and then there isn't the tyre to put down the power when you do need to put the power down. As I think about all this stuff, I'm really thinking it's probably better if I just give it all-wheel drive in a later incarnation of the car, but this version hasn't got all-wheel drive, hence why it is slower than the Death Trap. The Death Trap was, if I got it right, very, very capable. This is, if I get it right, reasonably capable, but yeah, it's always got front-wheel drive playing against it. It's not the hardest performance vehicle, and I did find on the second one, the automatic transmission as well got in the way. I mean, I don't normally find it on Beam. I'm not normally complacent about automatic transmissions, but in this case, combined with a front-wheel drive, it didn't feel like it was doing it any favours as such. Perhaps an automatic on the Death Trap would have even helped me, but an automatic on this, well, it's not. A bit more rallycross back there, as you'll see. The third lap here of this kind of recorded run was very tidy. I didn't do too much wrong, and really I just limited my power. I managed to control where I was going with it and avoid going too crazy. And that's perhaps what hurt the car in the long run, that I had to avoid kind of pushing the vehicle in order to go quicker, but I could never utilise the grip of a Sport Soft because it just didn't have Sport Soft tyres. And what you have to remember, it's vastly more powerful than the Death Trap, but that vehicle could deploy its power, and provided I was careful enough and managed to stop it trying to kill me round a corner, it could go quick. This doesn't want to kill you round a corner, it just wants to understeer off to the nearest ocean and then attempt to float. It is a boat after all, as far as these sports cars go, but you know, there's not too much more to say about it as we are coming up to the finish line. Hopefully with more cars to come we will see just how this compares to rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive competition. Maybe it'll even perform well compared to other front-wheel drives. But as far as other things have gone around it, yeah, this is currently the loser. Anyway, until next time, I'm going to leave it here. So I'll say goodbye until another day.